Dan seterusnya, Bank Negara dijangka memulakan mesyuarat dasar monetarinya selama 2 hari bermula Khamis. Penganalisis menyatakan Bank Pusat cenderung untuk mengekalkan kadar faedah semalaman pada 1.75% menurut laporan bernama, dan ketika ini kadar inflasi berada pada trend menurun pada 2.2% dan data-data Julai mula diumumkan termasuk data pekerjaan dan IPI yang akan diumumkan minggu ini. Umum maklum yang data Julai adalah sedikit rendah susulan PKP yang ketat dilakukan pada ketika itu, dan untuk membincangkan berkenaan dengan kadar OPR dan data semasa, kita bersama dengan Ketua Pakar Ekonomi Alliance Bank Manokaran, Mottain. Mr. Manokaran, thank you for joining us. Please share your thoughts on whether BNM will revise the OPR during the meeting this week.
We expect no change for now, at least until this rate at 1.75 will remain there till first quarter of 2022. And once the growth is on the rising trend, okay, upon achieving the higher vaccination rate, successful containment of the pandemic, abolishment of the movement restriction and all that, then you can see rates will be revised upwards.
On that note, tell us about the market situation right now. Our inflation rate is around 2.2% in July, on a downward trend from approximately 4.7% in April. Do you foresee this increasing with more reopening of the economy?
I don't think so also, because at the moment, if you see that the movement restriction is quite, quite strict here. So although people are not, free to move, even after you open the restaurant dining in, people are very reluctant to go to restaurants to dine in and all that. So I believe that, it will remain moderate for the coming months. Maybe and see an uptrend in 2022. Once the economy growth is there, and also the more economic activities are open. Okay, for now we think that the inflation rate is remaining moderate. For this year, we are looking at around 3.2%. Okay, and this rate will be there for now. Okay.
Okay, and I believe the last Prime Minister informed us that we still have around 100 billion ringgit worth of aid to be distributed until the end of this year. Would this increase the inflation rate?
Not actually, because that's 100 billion, if distributed, if this comes purely into consumption and all that, then it is possible. At the moment, the inflation rate is more due to cost push inflation. So if you look at it like a certain categories, the largest categories in the CPI basket are food and beverages, transport and transportation, housing and utilities. All these are largest. So if you can't push, if there is no significant changes in these categories, you cannot, you won't see a higher inflation rate. Okay? So I think that's my view.
Mr. Manokaran, what are some headwinds we could expect during Q4? Would the Delta variant be one of them? Could that impact growth and recovery expected in Q4?
Yes, the Delta variant will remain a thorn and pose downward risk there. So people got to jaga kita concept, and you can expect soon. The government also announced that COVID-19 will become an endemic, and we have to live with the virus, and hopefully increasing vaccination rate will slow down the new cases. Okay, other downside risk apart from the COVID-19 itself, we have political uncertainties, potential delay in the reopening of the businesses and economic sectors. These are the few headwinds.
And we are expecting two key data this week, the unemployment rate for July and the IPI for July. These numbers could be grim as we closed some sectors in July due to stricter lockdowns. Do you agree with that?
Yes, the unemployment rate especially recently increased to 4.8% in the month of June after having seen 4.5% for a couple of months until May, and suddenly you came back with the lockdown and then tighter restriction on the movement controls and more economies were tightened, not allowed to open. So that led to unemployment rate rising to 4.8%. So in the month of June. So we believe the July data will still be on an uptrend. Okay. On the IPI restriction to curb infections, this could weigh the production in the near term. Okay. So we remain cautious of the manufacturing output and all.
And would the move by the US to taper its bond buying later this year affect us? We know that interest rates in the US will not be increased immediately, but what signals could that send to central banks around the world? Could this prompt other central banks to start reducing their support measures?
The Fed tapering its bond buying could result in higher treasury yields in the U.S. and luring foreign investors in emerging markets, including Malaysia, to seek higher yields in the U.S. Okay, and there is a possibility of that foreign inflows may slow down in the coming months. And if the pandemic curve is not flattened in the near future, we think that the confidence of the bond investors will remain low or weak.